Hey, what's going on there, guys? Bo here with Top Deck Cards and Games. I'm here with Aether Revolt stuff. So it's actually after the pre-release, and I'm going to be cracking one of these open, but more importantly, I'm going to be talking about some of the cool cards out of this set. So even before we kind of crack open this thing that I've already torn into so I don't struggle here on camera and look like an idiot, I do have some of my favorite things, Bo's favorite things out of this set so far. So unfortunately, this Aether Sphere Harvester is in foil, and I know I look like a casual idiot holding a non-foil one here with some nice foil stuff that doesn't really complement this. But at the same pace here, I have some of my favorite cards here thus far out of this set, and some things that I'm actually pretty excited to play. So first being the Expertise, Yahini's Expertise. This card, everybody already knows that this card is going to be good. It's the Almost Languish of the set, and just being able to cast some other stuff on top of it for free is really, really dope. Getting to cast like a Liliana, or getting to cast like another Grasp effect or something like that, on top of already having a Almost Languish for 4 mana is pretty sweet. Heart of Kiran, of course, with the banning of Copter, Heart of Kiran is our next best alternative at 2 mana, although it's legendary. At the same time, this card's still going to see a fair bit of play, especially alongside cards like Gideon and maybe even Nissa as well. Heart definitely is going to be a card to look out for, and it's going to be a well sought after card. I definitely like Oath of Ajani in this format as well, just being able to play a bunch of Planeswalkers in the same deck, otherwise being able to play like a token strategy and distribute counters on all of your dudes is certainly something that you want to be going for in terms of your like 2-drop cards, or even your late game plays that you can generate for very little mana. And last but not least, the lackluster non-foil Harvester here. Harvester actually seems like it's going to be a insanely played card, just because it's a 3-to-cast vehicle. It only crews for 1, which is similar to the Copter that we just had banned. But as a 3/5 that is able to give itself lifelink with 1 energy, that's like kind of insane. So the Harvester, I would expect to see a fair bit of play in aggro decks for sure, but there's no real way to know for a fact that it'll see play. I just expect it to see play. So yeah, those are my quick 4 cards here that I really enjoy from this set. You guys can let me know what you guys actually like about this set down in the comments below. But now we actually get to get into to Aether Revolt. So we'll actually crack this thing open for those of you guys that didn't get to experience opening one of these, or didn't go to a pre-release and whatnot. I actually played in 2 pre-release events, one of which I was not very fortunate with my pulls, so naturally I didn't do as well, because sealed is usually just kind of a luck-based thing. The second one I did far better in, and my pulls were literally insane, one of which was the foil Heart. Alright, so we have a foil Walking Ballista. This card's actually pretty dope too. This card definitely seems to have a lot of potential. Alongside that, we get a nice little sticker, we get an insert for the set, we get a divider, we get a spin down die, we get some Kaladesh packs, and we get some Aether Revolt packs. Alright, so might as well go through the Kaladesh packs first and get those out of the way, because you gotta save the best for last, I suppose. That's how that works, I think. I think that's what my mom told me once. Save the best for last. Alright, so we're just gonna kind of skim through these cards, get to the necessary things in the back here that we want to see. We want to see not a Wildest Dream. Wildest Dreams is very lackluster as far as limited goes, as far as constructed goes as well. EDH, it's probably a really cool EDH card, to be honest with you, but limited, probably not. This card's, you're expecting the super late game with this card. But yeah, that is our first rare here that we have out of our packs. I'm gonna try and keep everything kind of in frame for you guys. All right. But yeah, this set's super interesting. Marionette Master. It seems like we have a foil in here as well. That or an Expedition. So an Expedition would be cool, or a Masterpiece that they're called in Kaladesh. Marionette Master is insane and limited. We do have a foil. Thriving Grubs, another pretty good limited card. Really, really sweet with some varied energy strategies. So that's another rare of ours. And we have an emblem for Dogenbon. Alright, let's keep this going. Alright, Aether Revolt. These ones are a little bit better to kind of pan through. I feel like right now people care a lot more about actually seeing these cards. And there are definitely a lot of really, really cool like commons and uncommons in this set. Especially the multicolored stuff. The multicolored cycle of cards is really, really neat. Ornithopter is a pretty cool reprint at the same pace. Tusker was broken limited. That card's nuts. And we have Dark Intimations as our first rare for Aether Revolts. The Bolas flavor card. So we have to wait a little bit before we get a Bolas Planeswalker, and then we get to mess around with that. But I'm sure it'll be cool. What do we get whenever we... Oh, it enters with an additional loyalty counter. If the Intimations is in our graveyard, we get to exile and then run that effect. It's not bad. I'm not sure like what they're gonna do with Bolas. I would assume he's still gonna be Grixis, assuming it's Nicol Bolas and not like insert name like agent of Bolas. Like some other type of planeswalker. We have another foil in here, it seems, that or Masterpiece, or what are they? Inventions in this set. We have Planar Bridge. This card's nuts. Legendary artifact for 6, 8. Tap, search your library for a permanent card, put it on the battlefield, and shuffle your library. In limited, this card is probably going to be like better than most of the permanents you're going to be searching to put onto the battlefield, but it's a sweet card nonetheless. We have a foil Shipwreck Marae, a forest, and a Tezzeret emblem. Oh, the flavor of Tezzeret. It's actually, it'd be sweet if we could pull Tezzeret. It's not my most desired card out of the set. I think my most desired card is always going to be Heart of Kirin, but we'll go a little bit slower. I'm getting hasty. I just want to see the good stuff. I know better. Somebody should just come in and slap me on the wrists. I can probably edit something in like that into the video. And just a big pair of hands. Probably the hands from Super Smash. Let's see. Another Tusker. We have another Mythic. We have the Lightning Runners. So 2/2 for 5, double strike haste. Whenever it attacks, you get 2 energy. Then you may pay, what is that? 6, 8 energy if you pay. That wording seems so poor. If you pay, untap all creatures you control, and after this phase, there's an additional combat phase. Flavor text: catch me if you can. This card's pretty sweet. I just don't like the wording that it says if you pay. That just seems like a dumb way of saying it. It's like if you pay the cost, if you... I don't know. It just seems like that was the poorest way they could have worded it. Always interesting. There's always some interesting find or grab out of these cards that you'll notice something that just looks out of the ordinary. Especially with the limited stuff for the pre-release, like these kits and whatnot, you'll see a lot of like errors with printing, color, and like things of that nature. Reverse Engineers, pretty nuts too. And we have Call for Unity. So this is a 5-cost enchantment. At the beginning of your end step, for permanent you control left the battlefield this turn, put a Unity counter on Call for Unity. Creatures you control get +1/+1 for each Unity counter on call for Unity. That's a sweet EDH card. That's a sweet EDH card and a pretty good limited card as well, actually. It's an Anthem that's just, like, actually huge as an Anthem. So it's not really that, like, it's... You get, like, a constant Revolt thing. It's, like, every single time a creature leaves, you get to put a counter on it. But this card's definitely really, really sweet for limited. And we have a nice little gremlin guy. Just kind of lurking around, doing some stuff. Doing some little things. Doing some really big things with some really big rings. That guy's cool. Alright, so that's what I have for you guys for Aether Revolt. That's your first-hand look if you weren't able to attend a pre-release or any limited event prior to the actual release of the set. And this is my little grab of cards and things that I like from the set. Considering we didn't pull any of these cards and I wanted to talk about them. So let me know what you guys think about Aether Revolt. Did you actually enjoy the pre-release? What did you like about it? What didn't you like about the pre-release? And what do you think they could have done better as far as the pre-release is concerned, or as the set, flavor-wise, construction-wise, anything around that scope of suggestions or feedback? It's not like I'm going to tell Wizards or anything like that. I don't have the capability of doing so. And they might watch this video, but it's more so to just kind of gauge people's feelings with the set and whatnot. And what cards do you like out of Aether Revolt, if nothing else? If you don't have any hard opinions about the set itself, what cards do you like, or what cards do you dislike? But until next time, thank you for watching. Remember to like the video if you enjoyed this content and want to see more, and remember to subscribe for more updates on videos as they become available.